Take it easy. Make sure we are recording. What's happening, team? Happy Wednesday, April 22nd. We are 1:59 on the PM dial. So I just want to show you guys here. My very first upload when I first made my YouTube channel, I was in 2010. So it's funny because my very first upload is actually my very first client that we had at our big box gym years ago. And yeah, I was listening to a coach back in the day. He was suggesting to document every single session, document the journey of your clients, just to have for yourself and also for your clients to take a look at. Of course, for evidence. For evidence, but also too for technique, right? So this is 2010. 2010. Can you believe that? First client. Hey, talk about old school. That's insane how old that was. Hey, back in the day, 2010, first client. But mind you, this is the first client uh, at Fitness World here. So I was teaching martial arts prior to this for a couple of years. I think for 4 years before I started teaching one-on-one clients at the gym here. Yeah, so it was back in the day. So yeah, like it was funny too. Like even my other colleagues at the time inside the gym, they're like, "Why do you keep recording your clients?" I'm like, "Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry." But also too, like I'd send clients like videos of their combinations. What? I'd send videos of their combinations. I don't know why I got a restriction notice on that one. I was just showing boxing. Now let's see here. Yeah, so it was funny. Like other colleagues were like, "Oh, why are you recording your clients and stuff?" Well, I'm doing that because I want to document the journey. Document the journey. Let's take a look at this one, old school one. Good
Okay.
old TRX. Oh, I don't need that. What's going on here? Focus. Do not disturb. All right, we're back at it. Oops. Let's see here.
Okay.
What do we have? We have what's going on here? Oh, we have a jumping right knee, rear knee off a bench. Alternating sides. Get that explosive power to it. We advance. Oh, I forgot about this one. What should we call that one? Indiana Jones? No, it's alternating medial jump lunges or jump squats. Now this is just a jump split squat with a TRX for support. So this is definitely more lower leg focus, explosiveness. Then we have a single leg knee tuck. I must say I look young. Look at those knee tucks. Hey, land soft. Old school stuff there. Let's see, what do we got for some clients? So let's take a look at before we jump live to go to the material on school. Oh, this is a pretty cool one here. So it was snowing in Vancouver. One of the days we used to have snow back in the day, and this was after a fitness class. So we did a fitness class. I think I was teaching the Naked Warrior, or just body weight exercises. So after the class, this video was right to the left here on screen. I'm like, you know what? Let's go outside.
Is ready? Rolling! Go, Are you rolling? Rolling! God.
No angel. Isn't that cool? Back in the day stuff. Stop sharing. Where is school? Yeah, so I was just, back in the day stuff, right? So, rocking and rolling with the clients over all these years, all these wonderful years. It's crazy how time flies. Hey, approaching, uh, 17 years is teaching for personal training. That is some crazy stuff, team. All right. Now, basic steps. Keep it easy, keep it simple. I know there's a lot of information to go through, right? So basically, all you have to do, team, is sign up for the 7-day jumpstart, go through the material course by course. Now, and just to help out with. Nope, no, Chrome tab, performance assistant. I have too many tabs open for you. Performance Vault, which one was that one? Is that the right one? Let's take a peek. All right, so performance. So this one here, so definitely recommend going through, having this fitness test. You can have it by week by week, right? Of course, how diligent and how excited you are for the fitness test. You can do it once a week or bi-weekly. So put your name, email, start and stop. Of course, with the squats, you'll punch in your repetitions, log your results, and update your graph. Now, once you upload your final results here, you'll see a timeline with a graph and numbers. So it's gonna base off of total repetitions for those exercises. So we have squats, push-ups, partial sit-ups, Superman, Superwoman, plank jacks, and burpees. These are all 60 seconds with a 30-second transition. 30 seconds is to mark down your reps. And of course, we have the specialist form scanner. Now there is some requirements for this one. So the specs is 1080p, 30 frames per second, maximum 15 seconds. So this is on the fly for you to make sure that your technique is sound, right? For example, let's say if I was in person, I'll be able to see if your hips are sagging down in the push-up, or if you're not going as low, or if your elbows are if your hands or elbows, the alignment, you guys are too narrow in, right? So you can have a 15-second upload performing 3 push-ups, squats, or burpees, and you can put that video in. It'll give a quick little recap of some advice or tips to improve your exercise technique. Then, of course, we would jump right into the Fighter FitX calculator. That is the meal plan and photo scanner if you guys are out at a restaurant. And of course, if you have any questions, you can book a 15-minute audit with me. Now, also too, so on your browser or your cell phone, that's where the data will not the that's where the movement audits are encrypted, is on that web browser. So if I jump on my old school Android here and I go to the same website, it's going to be different. It won't have that graph. It won't have my logging information. All right, so we have 30 frames per second and 1080p for the video upload, 15 seconds. This is just for immediate technique advice for tips on this one. Log your reps. That is the Performance Vault, the FitX Vault. In addition to the 7-day jumpstart, stop sharing, and Performance Vault we just went through. And the 7-day jumpstart, we went through that one as well too last time, so we have to go through that one again. We did go through the Fighter FitX calorie counter and the specialist day one den assistant coach. We went through that. I wanted to go through. I was working on the assistant coach for myself here in the Cayman Islands, and I wanted to run myself through the assistant coach. And yeah, no, it's tough. It's tough. It is when you are working with anything new in regards to technique. Oh, in regards to, for example, let's say if you're learning how to drive a car, you're gonna have to learn the nuances. You have to learn what stick shift, and you want to learn where the buttons are. You have to get used to getting used to be behind the wheel. So just like with this ecosystem, that's why we have these apps for assistance. It is technology that is used to help me coach you guys better, but you need the human input, the human connection of talking with me and our future coaches to make sure you guys are on uh, the correct path, so you guys aren't being left behind, that you guys aren't being left in the dark of too much information. That's why I want to make sure when I create these workouts or the ecosystem here, that everyone knows where to go, right? Just like when we had the gym, or for example, just like when we had, when I did membership sales at the big box gym. As soon as you come in the door, you greet yourself. Hello, what's your fitness goal? What do you want to achieve? Why you're here, right? Because this information we need to know in the sense of, okay, well, for example, let's say if you are booking a vacation and you don't tell the sales agent or the vacation agent where you want to go. If you want to go somewhere cold, somewhere hot, for example, now that person, that sales agent, won't know. So that's why when you go into the gym, you know who you are, introduce yourself, get the layout of the gym floor itself. Um, Making sure that you tell the sales rep, I'm here for weight loss. I'm here for muscle gain. I'm here because I need to improve my cardio. I am here because I have a physiotherapist that recommends certain exercises that I have to do, but I am wanting to do this in a gym setting. For example, when we are left on our own accord, it is more challenging, yes. So that's why we have the day one den open gym. So we have the online community, and also we have in-person for in-person personal training, to make sure that, I am going somewhere because I have something booked on my calendar to work out. So that is in my to-do list for that day. So for the online community here, once you punch in, go to the community tab, punch in, okay, this week I'm going to be working at these times. It is showing the world, us, the community, also yourself, by typing it down, that you are being committed and you are voicing this declaration of workouts for the specific day and times. So this will help solidify your daily habit of working out, the daily habit of the 7-day jumpstart. All right. So for the day one den here, I worked it over the weekend. Right. This workout is a prime example of how we approach training in the day one den. It moves beyond random activity and focuses on precise, purposeful movement that builds actual lasting performance. I particularly love this session because it took me out of the role of the coach and put me back in the seat of the athlete. When you follow your own routines day in and day out, it is easy to default to your comfort zone. Having the day one den assistant coach design this, I was pushed to work through a series of demanding, structured patterns that I might have avoided if I left my own devices. Right. So like I definitely push myself in the gym. I know how to increase my strength and make sure that I am progressing safely. But having this day one den assistant coach, I was doing exercises that I haven't done in many years. And this sequence here I'm about to show you is every minute on the minute. Even I love high intensity interval training, but I forget of the every minute on the minute protocol, right? So it pushed me out of my comfort zone, and I was happy to see this. I wanted to challenge myself. So the day one den creates these protocols by auditing and refining movement patterns over thousands of hours of real world application. We don't just guess with this, and kind of like, I would approach certain. I would see how certain game plans are created, and it's not necessarily biomechanical sound, if that makes sense to you guys listening. The sequences of exercises, it might have been a little too much for an overload, especially for maybe an intermediate beginner in that time frame, or in that uh, areas of zoning for the phases of stabilization, strength, and power. It could be all straight up power. And yeah, so basically how this exercise was created, I liked it because it was challenging. And it definitely put me in that seat of like, oh wow, okay, I really gotta give it my all in this one here. All right, so here's the breakdown of the exercises. Again, every minute on the minute, and it was a dumbbell squat to press. So every minute on the minute, it's just you let the timer go and just keep going. So there was 5 exercises, so that means it was 5 minutes. I did this 2 rounds with a with a 1-minute break in between. So the first one was a dumbbell squat to press. This is a core movement that uses the legs to generate power, essential for jumping, throwing, or pushing an opponent in combat sports. Right? Then we have plank jacks with shoulder taps. This is a tough one, especially after from going squat to press. Then we go into a core exercise with some shoulder work as well. This drill enhances dynamic core stability under fatigue, crucial for maintaining a solid posture when moving in boxing or grappling. Then we went with the high plank hold with I think it was a 10 kg plate. Okay, it was a 10 kilogram plate. This static hold develops the structural integrity needed to withstand force or maintain positioning during contact in sports like wrestling or football. So definitely having that plate on my back for that high plank position, it was definitely challenging to make sure that plate did not fall off, and it kept me accountable for that isometric hold. And then we went into light dumbbell shadow boxing. It is 1 minute, so I did 30 seconds orthodox and 30 seconds southpaw. This specific exercise transfers the striking velocity, shoulder endurance, and the ability to maintain hand speed late into a fight. So having that endurance holding these light dumbbells. I believe they might have been 3 to 5 pound dumbbells. Then this one was a tough one. So with that same plate that I used for that high plank isometric hold was plate steering the wheel. Okay, so that was this was challenging. Shoulders, plank jacks, shadow boxing with the light dumbbells, followed up by the bus driver. Okay, this drill directly improves rotational anti-movement and shoulder girdle stability, vital for fighters defending against clinches or executing twists and turns. Okay, so let's take a peek here. Can I play it? I'm gonna have to go to my video instead here. So stop sharing the screen. So that was so I'll quickly run through the exercise video. So I basically what I put down was fighters conditioning, and also I put that day was shoulder and leg focused. So I put down I didn't do the warm up. I did do the warm up. I didn't film that part when I was in the gym for this one. I just filmed the exercise every minute on the minute sequence. And enlarge that. Oh wait, crap. I gotta share the screen real quick here. Welcome back. Video details. Share the screen. Enlarge, play. So squat the press. I think these are what, 14 kilograms? Let's say 14. So deep squat. I try to go for elbow to thigh contact. Palms are facing each other or supinated grip. I believe I went for 8 to 10 repetitions. No, sorry, this is for a minute. So in the second round, I definitely took a break. So the best you can is performing for the full minute. And in transition, we have plank jacks. Oh, so yeah, plank jacks with the shoulder tap. So if you guys can, hopefully you guys can see that. So it's a plank jack. So basically my feet are jumping in and out, abduction and adduction, in and out, with a shoulder tap on the opposite side. Shoulders are on fire. For that, keep going for a minute. Still rocking. Here we go. And then we have the light shadow boxing dumbbell. 1 through 6. Jab, cross, hook, uppercut, power punch, and then 30 seconds orthodox, 30 seconds southpaw. And then here is the high plank isometric hold with that 10 kg plate on my back. That's 1 minute. Flex jacks. So this is the one here. This is when my shoulders were dying on this one. So ideally, you want to do that clear the bust or that rotation for the full minute, but that is freaking tough. Trust me, guys and gals, that's a tough exercise to do for a full minute. That's why I want them standing and kneeling. Yeah, that was definitely a challenge for this one here. then what do we have? What was next? 1 minute break. Let the timer go, and then squat to press. So that was the one sequence for the day one den assistant coach to build that specific workout. I put down shoulders and legs. I want to increase shoulder strength, and there was a couple other ones here I did. I wanted to increase my shoulder strength, especially with overhead exercises. Let's see here. This was another tough one, tough exercise. Today's just more of a recap, not recap, but just to showcase, highlight the assistant coach. Video details, share. Oops. This was 10 minutes or so. We have this one here is a strict shoulder press with a 3-second eccentric contraction. So 3-second power through for the press, and then slow and control coming down. 8 to 10 reps. Good self core. Then we have a large band lateral raise. It was supposed to be for a 3-second hold, but my phone was recording, and I was trying to remember the exercise sequence, which I got right, but this part here on the second round, that's when I realized, oh crap, this is for 3 seconds. I was doing a pause for the right shoulder there. And then we have left side, lateral raise. And this part here, I do love this one. I forgot the exact terminology for this one, but basically it is going through shoulder rehab exercise. You're taking a sword, lightsaber for my Star Wars people out there. You're taking a sword out on a diagonal lift or raising out of the sheath. Okay, so take a look here. My right palm is facing down, and then I come up with a rotation. This is great for a shoulder rehab exercise, or prehab in this one. And this was supposed to be for 45 seconds. I didn't have my timer. I did 10 to 12 repetitions for both sides. This was the sequence was always a warm up. Then we have this part here was the power part, and of course the every minute on the minute workout sequence I just showed. There's 3 exercises. Yeah, so we're back. Yeah, so that was 3 exercises. I think I did 3 rounds. Shoulder press, lateral raise, and the sword lateral, or the sword sheath one. Tough. Pause. So there we have it, team. Trying not to create anything that is more steps to do. Keep it simple. Jump on the 7 days, get into the community, mark down, talk with me, and making sure that you guys are being committed and disciplined in the days that you work out. And of course, even if you don't have necessarily the time and you're just jam packed with meetings all day, just go for it. I made a social media post about this. Okay, well, you know what? Let's do 20 squats at 10 a.m. or 10 squats at 10 a.m. 11:30, let's do some wall angels, or even just a posture reset at 12 o'clock or 12:30, and then 2 o'clock, let's go for 30 high knees. And if that's all I have for the day to do that for time wise, then go for it, because that is a deposit into the discipline of having the habit of working out or of doing something, as opposed to sitting down the entire day, and making sure that if I do know that I am only sitting down all day, I want to eat healthy, because if I'm not being active, if I'm not moving as much, and I have to bypass my workout, okay, well that means my calorie intake for the day will definitely have to be a little more less on the intake, all right? And it's just knowing the day how it will unfold, and once we have these roadblocks or red flags or life that just pops up, okay, what skill set do I have to self correct or course correct my plan for the day? All right. So for example, let's say, today I had pickleball. I was willing to play for an hour. because the dog is here. But you know what? It was okay. So we went for 2 hours today. We played 2 hours in a day for pickleball. Because thankfully, a buddy of mine that lives in the Cayman Islands, he gave me a ride. And so that plan shift, okay, so 2 hours, okay, well, now I'm still going to eat healthy. I still have to do my weightlifting and kickboxing later on. So I got to plan that ahead. And, if if I had back to back meetings on video coaching, well, then I had the 2 hours of pickleball, and then the rest of the day will be for video coaching. And I can also making sure that I drink plenty of water, which we have. The daily habits, right? The reminders, right? That's the whole point, is having these reminders. So having the apps on my phone or the web browser open for day one movement foundation. Oops. Let's say we're on day four instead. Reset is growth. Rest days are not lazy days. Blood flow and sleep grow muscle. Making sure that I have active recovery days, that I'm stretching, that I'm drinking plenty of water, that I'm allowing the body to rest. So we have a mobility flow. We have a cat cow for 1 minute, child pose for 1 minute. We have a chest opener for 30 seconds. We have a standing quad stretch for 30 seconds, a hamstring reach for 30 seconds, and finish with a 20-minute brisk walk. Right. So that mobility flow, that could be a daily activity, right? So doing that in the mornings or in evenings, um, to making sure that our posture and that we are stretching. And the safety check: how are your joints? Scale from 1 to 10. Sharp pain means stop. So having this day one den, the 7 Day FitX app open, as you go through the 7 days. Once I finish those 7 days, I'll just hit reset and start back again and get better and get stronger and go back to my fitness test, going back to the school platform, and marking down, how we felt, how we're feeling, and doing our check-ins, coming into the group coaching model, video coaching from Monday, Wednesday, or sorry, the 7 Day Jumpstart. You guys have Mondays at 12 o'clock Pacific. For premium and VIP, you guys have the Wednesday and Friday in addition to the Monday. All right. So shout out to you guys. Keep at it. Keep hustling. Keep working out, and touch base as well too with how you are feeling. Always feel on making sure that you are grounded, and you are deep breathing, and that you are making sure that you're coming from a place of strength, that you're coming a place of gratitude, that you're coming from a place of, I can do this. I can change my life for the better. I can get better at pickleball. I just have to put in respect the game itself, respect the whatever skill set that I am trying to improve upon, and making sure that I increase my skill set by 1%, by 2% each day in and day out. And of course, loving life and making sure that you express your love and kindness to other people, and your joy of this wonderful life that we do have. All right, so here we have it, team. Happy Wednesday. See you on the flip side.